everybody, and welcome to Free Movement Dance Solutions. So today we have us. So we have Putra and myself, Sandra, and we're going to talk about how you can actually dance smoother and cleaner in any forms and any genres of dance.
So I know that there's difference between dance genres, but these are quite basic techniques that you should actually apply to your dancing, and it's actually quite easy to do it. You just need a lot of practice.
Okay, but the most important thing is you will see a very stark difference between us.
Yeah, very
stark, because Putra represents the more street side, and I'm going to represent the more ballet, contem, jazz side. So we'll see very different stuff here, but essentially it's gonna be the same thing. So yeah, depending on what genre of dance that you do or whatever you want to explore, come follow us, watch how we do it. And if you have any questions, drop it down in the comments below. We'll definitely be here to answer your questions.
Let's get into it.
Let's go.
Number one is body awareness.
So when it comes to body awareness, basically what we are trying to tell you is to not forget a certain body part, okay? Sometimes what happens is when you do a movement and you forgot about that arm at the back. You know,
it's just hanging there.
It's just hanging there. Like you're going like, and you're just forgetting that hand up there. It kind of makes it really awkward as well. So you want to make sure that your lines and everything gets cleaner and smoother by knowing which part of the body to move and not forgetting about the other parts. Let's show you a showcase.
So firstly, what I mean by body awareness is don't forget about your different parts of your bodies. Let me show you one example. Okay? So for example, if you were to do a body wave, notice that my hands is quite lazy. So instead of that, you should be aware of your hands as well. So instead of you just doing your body waves with your hands being a little bit lazy or you forget about your hands, you should make sure that your hands are strong. Yeah, so don't forget about the different parts of your body. So let me show you again. So difference first and second.
Nice! And it makes so much of a difference, right? Okay, I'm gonna do a little bit of a different one lah. So let's say we're gonna do a side body wave. I think the main thing that people always tend to go is they will go like right? So it's or even if you use your head, you know, there's a lot of things lacking. But if you remember to use your arms, or if you remember to use and accentuate the different depths of your body, it makes a lot of a difference instead of a side and a sit. Like it's a very jazz thing, I think. Right? Instead of a very side thing to sit, I think you can always go way more, pulling the, how do you say, the degree and the angle makes a lot of a difference before pulling everything to really sit. Yeah, so instead of just doing a whoop wave, which is nothing wrong, but you want to make sure that you really go full out, sit, full out, sit. So you really have that intention going on and making the movements a lot bigger to really go for it. Yeah? And the second one we're going to talk about would be counting. So when it comes to counts, I think it's going to be a very similar thing regardless of genres of dance, which is you want to make sure that you dance the full counts. Okay? What are full counts?
Full counts are basically you using that whole count to stretch your movements towards that whole 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, and make sure that you don't leave anything out, because if not, it's just going to look
unfinished, or you're too fast or you're too slow. I mean, I'm sure you've watched dancers dance and you go like, hey, why is this person faster than the other person? You know, even though it's the same movements. It's because one dancer is not stretching and using the full counts, okay? By saying that, what I mean is, okay, if there are 8 counts, you finish your whole movements in 6 counts. And then your 2 counts,
it's just
freeze.
You want this.
Waiting. Yeah, I'm like waiting, not done yet. Okay, and then go again. So you want to make sure that you use the full counts, okay? So we're just going to show 4 counts of the same movements, but finishing it fast rather than finishing in 4 counts. You're supposed to finish the count, you're supposed to finish your movements in 4 counts, not 2 counts, okay? But this is what it looks like if you're doing it in 2 counts, and we're going to show you what it looks like if you do it in 4 counts, all right? So put your go. 2. So that's 2 counts. Whereas if you use 4 counts and go 1, 2, 3, 4. You see the difference is that, you know, there's so many things that you can use to really pull out and stretch out the counts. Like you saw Putra when he did the 4 counts, he really, how do you say, you really use your body to go into all of those movements instead of 2 counts, you know, really fast. So there is a reason why some choreographers would prefer 4 counts as compared to 2 counts. So you want to make sure that you really stretch it. I think the same thing when it goes to ballet, right, or jazz. You're going to do your tendus, right? If the counts go 1, 2, you should only reach on 2. 3, 4, coming back on 3, 4. Not 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you just have a lot of counts left, right? So you want to make sure that you really use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? Instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So same thing, you know, we want to make sure that you really make use of the full counts to actually stretch out the whole music, the whole count, so that when you're dancing, you're really in sync with everybody as well.
Yeah, and most importantly is don't rush into it.
Yes.
Yeah, don't rush into it. So if you are given a full 8 counts of you doing a certain move, use that counting, use that time to actually just, you know, stretch your dance or your choreography to the whole 8 counts or 4 counts or whatever counts that you are given.
And you realize that your dance is going to make a lot of difference.
Yes,
Trust us.
definitely. Number 3. So this is something that a lot of new dancers actually experienced, and you guys might realize that you guys might be doing this as well. So this is you being very stiff. And yes, number 3 is relax your neck and shoulders. This is very important because we see a lot of dancers, new dancers, they dance like this. And then they just do this, and then they focus on anything else, but then their shoulders and their neck are just very stiff.
It's like you're wearing a neck brace, ah?
Yeah, it's just yeah, it's just all you just like, you know, looking at a way that not looking at you just look very awkward.
Yeah, so I think one of the things, especially, you know, if you're a newer dancer, you tend to forget that your shoulders and your neck make a lot of difference. So for instance, if you do ballet, if you do jazz, you realize that the moment you don't stretch your neck and use your shoulders to help you with your neck, your alignments actually look really short. What I mean to say is, for instance, okay, if you're going to put your arms out this way, but if you forget to have your neck long and your shoulders down, you realize that everything just looks very short.
And then you'll see your instructors will do this to you.
Yeah, so why the instructors do this is because we want to make sure that you're pushing your shoulder down and your neck elongated, so that I want to see the longest neck possible. So you realize that for certain dancers, right, you will see the dancers looking really beautiful, and you realize why. The neck makes a lot of difference. The moment you do this, everything becomes very, very short and small. The moment you're going, push everything down, chin up, everything makes a lot of a difference. So yeah, it makes a lot of a difference, and I always say, you know, whatever genres of dance that you do, you realize that, you know, the moment you can execute all of these movements, like especially even in Chinese dance, right, we talk a lot about pushing up, the extension, but when you extend and this shoulder comes up, you look very stuck and awkward. But the moment you extend up but your shoulder is down and your neck is up, the intention is there and you're really looking as far as possible. So you look a lot longer and you pull everything out. So remember, neck and shoulders must be relaxed, but at the same time you must know how to use your neck and shoulders to actually make your movements look even bigger and even longer. Like you really stretch us. Like when you do a lot of this, right, there's also a lot of movements where if you want to have one side higher than the other, you must know which side to push down, which side to push up. Not just one up and one stay. right? It makes a lot of a difference if you push it this way. So neck and shoulders make a whole lot of difference when you dance.
Number 4 is breathing. And oh my god, in dance, breathing is the most important thing. So breathing will actually help you become a much better dancer. So what do we mean by breathing?
Okay, breathing essentially means breathing.
Yeah, breathing.
But because the thing is, sometimes when we dance, we forget to breathe.
Correct.
That's the thing that kills us all. Yeah. Imagine you have like 5 dancers back to back and you don't breathe. At the end of it, backstage, you're going to go. So it's going to be really, really hard. So what we mean by breathing is going to help you to be able to stretch your movements. And most importantly, it will make you be able to dance longer. So I think really helps with your stamina as well. Like the moment you breathe, you realize that you can dance longer as compared when you don't breathe. Okay, I'll show a very quick contempt way that we usually do. Like for instance, if you're going to go, right, you're going to have that breathing movement. But if you don't breathe, as compared to if you breathe, so I'm really going all out, breathing out, so that the next movement, I have that movement, that breath to be able to help me pull up before I go out again. You know, so there's always the breathing that is going on. So when you watch a lot of, I would say, contemporary dance showcases, you realize there's a lot of and it's all of that movements going in and out, and the breathing helps you go. And when you breathe in, you're pulling back in again. So breathing out pushes out more, breathing in, pulling back in. So it's not just your body working, but you're making full use of the breathing to help you get into it, but at the same time pulling it back while being able to go to the next movement with air still in your lungs so that you can still go on. You know, it makes a lot of a difference.
That's right. I totally agree. As a street dancer, we also do the same thing. And I think for us street dancers, when we breathe, we vocalize it.
Yeah, I realize also.
Yeah, we vocalize it. Okay, sometimes you'll see your choreographers do ta ta boom.
So you're actually breathing when you go.
Yes.
Right,
so
yeah.
we are breathing in, we are breathing out. So for example, when we are flowing, we take our time to breathe. Once we're going to do a sharp move, you will notice that we will have a very sharp breathing. We will pause at a certain point. So if you want to flow, breathe in, breathe out.
So that's a breathe out.
That's a breathe out.
Yeah, makes sense.
Pause.
Yeah.
So once you, that's when you can actually make your movements much more cleaner.
Yeah.
So it's really about the breathing. Knowing when to breathe actually makes a huge difference to your dance vocabs, dance steps.
Yeah. And you know, one of the things we really did try to dive into, you know, maybe we'll create another video for, which is that when it comes to dance, there are actually different breathing techniques. I'm not sure if you're aware of this, Putra, but there are actually different parts of your body that you can breathe into and hold all the air. So meaning instead of just your lungs, you can actually hold the breath in your back. You can actually hold the breath in your stomach. So that when you're out of breath, you don't just go like, you actually breathe into your back, you know, and stuff like that. But you know, that's a little bit deeper. We're not going to go into that today, perhaps another video. But if you want to see that, drop it down in the comments below, yes. Alright, but yes, breathing is very, very important when it comes to dance, regardless of genres of dance.
Number 5 is riding the flow of the music. Riding the flow of the music means knowing where to place your steps, your dance moves, according to the beat, to the music. Yeah, so basically you can start slow. You can start with a very slow song and know where to place your hands, your body, your legs to certain and different parts of the music, and then you can gradually learn faster beats so that you can get used to it. And
I think the main thing is basically hitting the accent of the song. So for example, if there's a certain like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, that 6, you need to hit it. So different music has different accents, right? So particularly if for this song on the 6 is the accent you need to hit. So you're gonna make sure you go and you're gonna come back. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7, 8, right? But I think what Putra was trying to also say was really good, which is, you know, listen to the music, and if you can, slow down the music. What we used to do before, right, when we were really training, is you would actually go and edit the music and slow down the music. So we have a certain music, and it's very fast, right? Dong, ding, dong, 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 dong. Ah, how to hit all the counts? So what we do is we'll stretch out the music first. Tok, tick, tok, tick, tok, tick, tok. So you know when to kaki, 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 ka, dance. Then once you're better with it, we go faster, faster until you can tok, tick, tok, tick, tok, tok, tok. And then you go to the different counts of the music in the original rhythm. So that's one of the techniques that we actually do. In fact, a lot of our instructors used to do that as well. So which is to slow down the music and then go back to the original speed. That being said, of course, it's best if you start to learn a choreography with a slower tempo first, so that you can really think of hitting the accents before you actually do something really fast and you're just like, gabra.
Yeah.
Right? Gabra means like you, what's gabra?
Like kantong like that.
You just like, gabra. Gabra, like, you forget your steps because you're trying to remember your steps and you go like, okay, I need to do this, then I need to do this, then 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then after that, I forget already. So the main thing is you need to remember your steps, but most importantly, to be able to hit on the accents as well, because that makes a whole lot of difference. So I hope you found this really useful on how to actually dance cleaner and smoother. And the thing is, regardless of the genres of dance that you do, it makes a whole lot of difference when you actually do the tips that we have actually showed you earlier. Now, the most important thing to remember is, of course, to have fun when you're dancing. That's so important, but of course, also remain injury-free, all right? So that's so important over here at Free Movement. That's something that we emphasize all the time. Remain injury-free, keep dancing so that you can dance for a whole lifetime, and we're here to support you in every single way possible. We have so many solutions for you, so definitely here to support you in your dance journey. But also don't forget, if you have any questions, drop it down in the comments below. But if you found this video useful, do like and subscribe and turn on the notification bell so that a new video comes out every week. You will be notified.
So thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next one.
See ya! Bye! Take care and say bye. Take care, 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 say bye. Hey, we should do a dance with a dog.
Right.
Hey, just.
Just sliding.
Now then I pass over to you.
Temporary.
It's a group dance. That's like the accent of the dance. The compose. Very good.